Starting from the first rays of sunlight on the water, fishing fleets hurriedly leave the port. On each boat are people full of enthusiasm and love for the job, ready to face all the challenges that the sea brings. Shrimp is one of the valuable resources from the ocean, and catching shrimp with large nets is a complex art, requiring not only technique but also coordination between members of the boat. Large nets are specially designed to catch shrimp in deep waters. Preparation begins when fishermen check the entire net, making sure there are no holes or weak points. The nets are spread out and tied tightly on the boat. When they reach an area where shrimps are concentrated, the boat drops the net into the water. Each large rope is stretched to keep the net open, forming a giant trap on the seabed. When the net is pulled up, waves of fresh shrimp dance on the deck, as a reward for the hard work. But the work doesn't stop there. The shrimp must be sorted on the spot. With any that are substandard or damaged discarded. Ice tanks are always on hand to preserve the shrimp, keeping them fresh until the ship returns to port. The next step is bottom trawling, a technique common in many parts of the world. This method takes advantage of the net's ability to reach close to the seabed to harvest fish. Bottom trawls are usually very heavy, made of durable materials that can withstand great pressure. The process requires patience, as the net needs to be pulled slowly to collect the fish effectively without damaging the ecosystem on the seabed. As the net is pulled up, schools of silverfish glisten in the sunlight, creating a beautiful sight. The fishermen quickly clean the fish, separating out the valuable species such as tuna and cod, and handle them carefully. Modern machinery on board greatly supports this process, from sorting to packaging, helping to reduce working time and improve efficiency. For oyster and clam harvesting, this is a completely different process. Instead of using nets, fishermen use ropes or racks to raise oysters and clams. The rope system is lowered into the sea, where oysters and clams can attach and grow. After a certain period of time, fishermen will harvest by pulling the rope up and separating the oysters and clams from the surface of the rope. This step does not require much strength, but requires dexterity and patience to ensure that the shell of the oysters and clams is not damaged, an important factor in maintaining their commercial value. Finally, catching salmon with a trawl net is a big challenge, but also a source of pride for fishermen. Salmon, a fish known for its nutritional and economic value, is often found in cold and clean waters. To catch salmon, fishermen use a trawl net, a type of net designed to move along with the boat, as the boat passes through areas with salmon schools. The net skillfully gathers them. Salmon are usually very strong and agile when pulled onto the deck of the boat, requiring a high level of concentration from the fishermen. Once collected, they are processed right on the boat. From cleaning to packaging, ice boxes, carefully prepared, keep the salmon fresh, ensuring the highest quality when it reaches consumers. All four fishing methods represent a blend of traditional experience and modern technology, helping to increase productivity and minimize environmental impact. Fishermen, whether working on large or small boats, are the unsung heroes who bring us abundant and precious seafood. Every trip to sea is a journey full of challenges, but also full of hope. Fishermen work not only for a living, but also for their love of the sea and the products that nature has to offer. And when the boats dock, carrying fresh catches of shrimp, fish, oysters, clams, and salmon, that is the most vivid proof of their hard work and perseverance. When the boats set sail, every fisherman has faith in a successful fishing trip, but they cannot ignore the potential risks. The sea is always full of surprises, from sudden storms to unpredictable changes in currents and weather. Catching shrimp with large seine nets, fish with bottom trawls, oysters and clams with harvesting lines, And salmon with trawls not only requires technique but also a test of courage and patience. The process of catching shrimp continues to bring many interesting challenges. When the net is lowered, there is a waiting period for the shrimp to enter the net. While waiting, the fishermen do not rest, but instead, they check the equipment on board, preparing, ready for the next step. When the boys signal that the net is full, everyone on board gathers to pull the net up. This is a job that requires strength and close coordination. As the net is very heavy, especially when full of shrimp, each shrimp pulled up is the result of hours of hard work. After sorting, the fishermen quickly pack the shrimp into ice boxes. The fresh, still jumping shrimp become the pride of the fishermen, a proud achievement from the work they love. Meanwhile, bottom trawling requires a different kind of focus. When the net touches the seabed, the fisherman must ensure that the boat moves at a steady speed so that the net can collect the fish effectively. This is a job that requires both experience and technique, as if not controlled properly, the net can get stuck on rocks or obstacles on the seabed. Every time the bottom trawl is pulled up, the fishermen feel excited and eager. Not only the quantity of fish, but also the quality of each fish pulled up on deck. High-value fish such as cod and tuna often lie deep at the bottom of the sea. And harvesting them is a lucky thing for each trip. With oysters and clams, the harvesting work does not take place in a rush, but instead is a steady and careful process. The harvesting lines are pulled up slowly. Each layer of oysters and clams clinging to the surface of the lines appears. Carrying with them a shiny shell, the fishermen carefully separate them, making sure not to damage the shells to preserve their commercial value. After harvesting, the oysters and clams are cleaned and carefully preserved, ready to be supplied to restaurants or seafood markets. With salmon, each trawl is a race against time. Salmon usually move in schools, and catching them depends on the fisherman's ability to accurately locate them. When the trawl net is lowered and the boat starts moving, the fisherman must constantly observe and adjust to ensure that the net covers the entire school of fish. The salmon, with their shiny bodies and distinctive colors, are pulled up to everyone's delight, but this joy does not last long. Because the work continues, the salmon needs to be cleaned and packaged quickly to ensure freshness. Modern machinery on board helps to reduce some of the work pressure, but cannot completely replace the skillful hands of humans. In addition to fishing techniques, it is impossible not to mention the team spirit and solidarity of the fishermen. On each boat, they are not only colleagues but also a family, sharing joys, sorrows and difficulties on each trip. The sea is vast and harsh, but it is the camaraderie that helps them overcome all challenges and continue to stick with the profession. Every day at sea is a new story, an adventure full of surprises. But no matter how many challenges they face, the fishermen always maintain their faith and love for the sea. They are not only hard-working workers, but also people who protect and exploit precious resources from the ocean in a sustainable and responsible manner. The ships gradually return to port as the sun sets, carrying fresh catches of fish, shrimp, oysters, clams and salmon. Laughter and chatter resound when the ships dock, signaling a successful trip. The products they bring back are not only a source of income, but also the pride of an entire fishing community, people who have been attached to the sea all their lives. When the ships dock, the bustling scene at the fishing port is a clear testament to the vitality of the seafood fishing industry. Fresh catches of shrimp, fish, oysters, clams, and salmon are quickly brought ashore, creating a colorful picture of the ocean. Fishermen work tirelessly, from loading goods onto trucks to sorting and packaging products. For fishermen, this is not just a job but also a part of life attached to the sea. The drops of sweat that fall not only carry the hardship but also contain pride and love for the profession. Each catch of fish, each shrimp or oyster brought up is the result of hours of tireless work at sea. Facing challenges from nature. At the port, the seafood sorting process takes place immediately. Shrimp are selected based on size and freshness, then put into ice boxes for preservation. Fish caught from bottom trawls and dragnets are also carefully sorted, ensuring that only the most valuable fish are sent to processing plants or wholesale markets. Oysters and clams are carefully inspected to remove those that do not meet standards. Fishermen use manual techniques to process them, ensuring both quality and appearance. These products are often sold directly at the port or transported to high-end restaurants, where they become ingredients for fine dishes. Salmon, with high commercial value, is processed immediately after landing. This process usually includes cleaning, filleting and packaging in a cold environment to maintain freshness. Seafood processing companies often invest in modern lines to process salmon quickly and efficiently, ensuring to meet the needs of domestic and export markets. After long days at sea, when work at the port temporarily closes, fishermen have the opportunity to rest and share interesting stories. In small shops by the port, their cheerful laughter creates a warm atmosphere. They tell each other about the difficulties they have experienced, the sudden appearance of large schools of fish, or the storms that make the whole crew struggle to keep the ship steady. These stories are not only personal memories but also part of the cultural heritage of the fishing community. Young people listen to the experiences of previous generations, learn from practical lessons at sea, and understand more about the value of this traditional profession. Fishing not only provides the main source of income for fishing families but also contributes greatly to the local economy. Seafood products from the sea become an important source of export, helping to enhance the position of coastal areas on the national and international economic map. In addition, fishing also creates thousands of related jobs. From transportation, processing to distribution, bustling fishing ports are proof of a sustainable economic ecosystem, where every link is closely linked together, from fishermen to those working in business, transportation, or chefs in restaurants. The future of fishing. Despite many achievements, the fishing industry still faces many challenges in the future. Overfishing and climate change are posing difficult challenges for coastal communities. Fishermen must constantly learn and adapt to changes, from using more modern equipment to complying with strict environmental protection regulations. However, with a love for the job and a deep attachment to the sea, fishermen always find ways to overcome difficulties. They are not only hard workers but also pioneers in protecting and maintaining marine resources for future generations. From shrimp pulled up by large seine nets, fish harvested from bottom trawls, to oysters, clams, and salmon from harvesting lines and trawls, each product contains the effort and love of fishermen. The sweat on the sea has brought delicious meals to millions of families, while nurturing a strong economy. The story of fishing is not just about numbers or products, but also about people who constantly work, contribute, and preserve the source of life from the vast ocean. This journey will continue, because the ocean is always a reliable companion, the beginning and end of simple but meaningful dreams. The ocean is not only a source of natural resources but also a place to preserve the cultural values and traditions of fishing communities. From folk songs about the ocean echoing on ships, to annual fishing festivals, everything exudes respect and love for the ocean. Generations of fishermen often pass on valuable stories and experiences to their descendants. This is not only a way to preserve knowledge but also a way to maintain the connection between humans and nature. Stories of courage, solidarity and perseverance have become valuable lessons, helping younger generations appreciate what they have and continue to promote traditional occupations. Not only that, coastal fishing villages also preserve many unique cultural beauties through sea-related crafts. For example, fishing tools, from hand-woven nets to durable ropes, all demonstrate the skillful hands of seafarers. These products not only serve their profession but also become cultural symbols, displayed in museums or festivals. While fishing brings many economic benefits, its impact on the environment is undeniable. Overexploitation can lead to the depletion of marine resources, affecting not only the lives of fishermen but also the marine ecosystem in general. Today, the application of sustainable fishing practices has become a top priority in the industry. Modern technologies help fishermen minimize negative impacts on the environment, such as eco-friendly fishing nets, positioning devices to avoid fishing in protected areas, and monitoring systems to ensure that quotas are not exceeded. In addition, the regeneration of marine resources is also emphasized through seeding programs, coral reef protection, and limiting plastic waste in the ocean. These initiatives not only help maintain seafood resources but also protect the habitat of marine species. Looking to the future, the fishing industry continues to play an important role in the global economy. The demand for seafood is increasing, especially in the context of the world's growing population. This creates great opportunities for the industry, but also requires strict management and responsibility. Coastal countries are actively investing in infrastructure and technology to improve fishing efficiency while ensuring that the industry is sustainable. Initiatives such as developing aquaculture areas, applying artificial intelligence technology to predict fish flows, and training a high-quality workforce promise to bring many benefits in the long term. In particular, with the growing interest from consumers in clean and sustainable seafood products, processing and exporting companies are also focusing on building transparent supply chains. Labels certifying organic and environmentally friendly products are becoming a trend, helping to enhance brand value and meet the needs of the international market. The most valuable thing that the fishing industry brings is not only in the material products but also in the spiritual value. The sea is not only a source of life, but also an endless source of inspiration for people. Ships set sail with hopes and dreams, and when they return, they bring joy and satisfaction. Fishermen, despite facing difficulties, always maintain an optimistic spirit and love for the sea. They understand that each time they set sail is not only a job, but also a journey of discovery, a lesson in perseverance and gratitude. Through their tireless efforts, fishermen have proven that they are not only economic people but also people who protect and preserve the value of the sea. With love and commitment, they will continue to accompany the sea, continuing to write the beautiful story of people and nature. And so, fishing will always be an indispensable part of human life, not only a source of livelihood but also a symbol of resilience, creativity and attachment to nature. The ocean, with all its wonders, will always be a faithful companion, bringing the best to mankind.